Welcome to another episode of the Crimson Mask Podcast from Middle of Nowhere Entertainment.
That's Dobby, and I am Izzy. And now that I have Facebook, I usually don't use Twitter anymore. So search for Izzy on Facebook. You'll see this face, and you'll see what I'm up to. Because
Ooh, look at that face.
I think it's public. Yes, this face,
Yeah.
and that's it.
And I am, ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment you've waited for. I am the Shane Show, baby. Boom. And you can follow me on pretty much everywhere at Shane Show Baby, and you spell baby Baybee. And to that female wrestler that stole how I say it, want to be a guest?
Oh my god. And I'm Austin, aka Odin's Beard 43. This is Dobby. He was meowing like crazy, so I had to pick him up. Apparently, he likes attention. Look at this shit. You can follow me on. Oh my god. Okay, buddy. You can go up here and chill. Oh my god. He'll be behind me in a second. You'll see him. You can follow me on. There he is. Twitter, Twitch, and Instagram at Odin's Beard 43. So we are sorry about last week not being on. It's that time of year, people getting sick and everything. Izzy. We do have a loaded show today. We all three. Izzy actually came to a Zawa show with us last weekend. And then obviously there's the big news going on, the big shows. The war started last night. And we got some speculation on SmackDown later tomorrow. But first, what may be the biggest news of the week, CM Punk is involved with wrestling again.
Look in my eyes, what do you see? CM Punk on FS1.
Not in WWE.
Yeah, he signed with Fox to do a wrestling talk show on, what did you say, Tuesdays?
I believe they said Tuesdays.
On Tuesdays, and it's going to be on FS1. So to me, that's exciting. He has a great view of wrestling. I like listening to him talk about it and everything. So he should be able to bring something else to that.
Well, and not only that, he's not going to be like confined to WWE saying, this is what we want you to say. It's going to be what he thinks of the wrestling scene right now. Well, at least in WWE, I should say. Because I don't think it's an all different wrestling, is it? It's WWE based.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
That's a good question, though. It's
Renee Young that's hosting it.
Yeah, they wouldn't have Renee Young on if she's going to talk AEW or Impact. Or
her husband is AEW.
He is?
Yeah, and look what's happening to her. She goes from being the announcer on Raw to, you're going to FS1. Good job.
Compared to Dean Ambrose.
I hate you. I don't know. That to me, Fox and FS1, that would make them. That would bring the ratings up even more because you'll get different types of viewers, people that like different brands and everything.
So.
Yeah. Alrighty. Shane, do you want to kick us off with our breakdowns of what was going on with Zawa Live?
I sure do. Zawa Live had a show last Saturday. The Michael Scott Paper Company, which was fantastic because
Wrestling company.
Wrestling company, yeah. Well, I'm an Office fan, but
you don't say.
Yeah, over there. There? Hey. But it was like my two worlds come together. The Office, wrestling, family, friends, wrestlers. It was a perfect night. We started off with Bucky defeating Havens, which was that match. That match was something special. That was great. Bucky and Havens can go. That I could have watched that match all night. Seriously, that was I was very impressed with that match. Not that saying I've never doubted any of those two, but that match was, right there. That's what she said. And then you had Missa Kate defeat Rain.
Reign Victoria.
Rain Victoria, whatever. Rain, I call her Rain. Me and her already have we go back and forth anyways. But that was also a good match. Missa Kate is actually getting a title opportunity at some point when the Zawa Live Ladies Champion returns at some point.
2020, I think they said.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know.
Next year, dude. Yeah.
Then you had Xylus defeat Hopkins.
Ezra Zealous.
Xylus, whatever. Which was also a wonderful match. Been very, very impressed with Connor Hopkins lately. Very impressed with he's got great charisma, got in the ring, on the mic, talking, everything else. His DDTs are phenomenal. And then you had the Academy won against the BS Express in the #1 contenders match, which is that will take place in November 2nd, and that brings me to the new Zawa Live Tag Champions, the Roommates, baby, which is a hashtag Make Dakota Champion 2019 is now successful.
I'd hate to bring you down, but would you like to tell them what happened after the match?
Just real quick, so people know the Roommates are Bailey, who we had on before, and Dakota, who we have talked about every episode. They defeated the Super Bearded Bros in a really good match too.
It was.
But yeah, go ahead. We'll let you tell this part.
Okay. Okay, so Super Bearded Brothers did not like that they lost, so they started beating down the Roommates after their celebration. Well, the Academy comes out to save the day, which is they have been wonderful, good guys for a very long time. And they were like superstars. Dodgeball superstars. And then things took the tables turned, and the Academy turned on the Roommates and beat them to hell.
They killed them.
They literally killed them. With Bailey got a chair shot to the head.
From hell.
Not for sure if any of us will forgive him for that, especially Lisa. Or Cheyenne. But yeah, the Academy is now on good terms and on the right path with each other, but not with anybody else. And I'm very torn because I have two of my best friends that are tag champions, and one of them just turned on them. So it's very, very bittersweet. Very. And I want answers. I want answers, Tyler and Berna. Give them to me. So then, on a good note then, Chiron won the Battle Royal and is now the #1 contender for the Zawa Live Championship to go against Christian Rhodes, which is that match will probably be quite the fight when that happens. I believe that's happening on the 2nd too.
Yep.
November 2nd. And then you had Dan defeated Vic. Fun Police gets a win. So, the next Zawa show is October 12th. At the Zawa Academy, it's actually kind of a special show. It's a tournament of Zawa graduates. So you will see Bailey Bright, Dakota, Connor Hopkins, Chiron, Austin Silas. You will not see Berna.
Eric.
No Berna. And Herrick. Yes, and the wonderful Herrick. You will not see Berna, which is, I don't know why, because I want some answers, damn it. But yeah, come to the show. Like I said, it's at Zawa Academy. It's a special one-off show. And then the big show after that will be November 2nd, Bulls on Parade. And there's quite a big matches happening during that show. So that's that. Sorry I got fired up about the roommates and the academy because my heart's torn right now.
Izzy, how did you like the show since that was your first hour live show?
I thoroughly enjoyed it. My son was there with me, and he got involved in one of the matches. That made his night. All in all, it was a really good show. I thought they did really good. They put on a really good show, and I'm going back on the second. So
I do want to say that I'm very, and I'll get emotional saying this, I'm very impressed how the wrestlers reacted to your son. It was a feel-good moment. It was his first show, and like you said, you're going back. And if any of the wrestlers or ZCC's listening, thank you.
Yes.
That meant the world, and seriously, it did.
I know afterwards I went up and I talked to a couple of the guys and everything, and I talked to Bucky and I told them and everything, and I'm like, that you guys made his night. That was awesome.
And if they are watching, I'm sure you'll see him again. He'll probably be the little shark boy with his shark puppet again. So
let's call him Shark Boy. That's his nickname now. Shark
there you
Boy.
go. There you go. You guys can call him that, and he'll probably be happy. He has a nickname.
All right. So Izzy, let's get into Raw.
Yeah. So it was a good show. There are some parts that were kind of I'll just talk about the parts that stand out. Brock Lesnar destroyed the Mysterio family, which I told you, Austin, before we started this. I laughed at. I just thought it was hilarious. Just he comes out and just is a wrecking ball, and that's actually what they should have had Lesnar doing all along. Shouldn't have had like the title and disappearing. Just have him come out and just destroy whoever.
You mean they shouldn't have had him put the Money in the Bank
that was
jukebox and dancing with it?
That was funny though.
It was funny, but it takes away from the character a little bit.
Well, not really. If you think about it, it's like, dude, this guy's an ass. He's just he just has that look. He's smiling at the person. You're like, this guy's just, yeah. But I guess like that attack even made it on like, I think it was CNN or something down on the bottom in the scroll bar.
It's actually Fox News because
was it Fox?
Yeah, they're promoting the SmackDown and stuff.
I was like, okay. Another one was AJ Styles and Cedric. That match was just holy cow. I think I texted you guys. I was like, I could watch this all day. All day. This is just an awesome. They put on a good show. They got great chemistry. I can't say enough good things about that match. Ending.
Back to the Brock Lesnar thing. That's how you book big guys like that. That's how you should book that's how you should book, Braun. That's how you should book Brock Lesnar. Name them. That's how you should book big guys. Even like they should have had, like more referees and stuff come down, or even people like randomly that are close to Ray and his son, and just push them out of the way and just keep dominating. Because I mean, not gonna lie, Ray's son did a phenomenal job. He might have actually been
sold,
hurt, but he sold everything pretty good. But that's how you book Brock, and that's how you book SmackDown.
It's kind of like when Cena and Brock were feuding, and they had all the wrestlers trying to keep them apart, and Brock just kept going at him. He was knocking everybody out of the way. He wanted Cena, and I agree with you. That's how they should do it. Even guys like Lashley, who are big, just if you're gonna do something with them, do something like that. Not to that extreme, because you don't believe it with Lashley, but which leads me to my last point.
Big as Lesnar, though.
It leads me to my last point. So
wait, real quick before you go to that point, I know we talked about it before we started recording. That whole angle and the promo that Paul Heyman cut after. the big rumor is WWE is trying to get Cain Velasquez involved. People may know the name. He actually is the person that took the UFC heavyweight title off of Brock back in the day, and who is now a wrestler. I believe he's had 2 matches, both in AAA. One actually involved Cody. In a 6-man tag, they teamed up, but apparently he's been coming out in a mask and being a luchador and doing some high-flying crazy shit. So I don't know how they would book that, and that worries me, but I wouldn't mind seeing it still.
If they have Heyman have his hands in it, I'm sure it won't be that bad.
Yeah.
But that leads me to the final, my final point. Because, I mean, you had some good matches, Cesaro and Ricochet again, things like that. But the ending saw Rusev challenge for the Universal title, which, okay, sounds good. And then all went to hell. Basically, Lashley came out, and after 3 miscues, Lana finally came out and started making out with Lashley. Oh my God, that was terrible. It ended right with the Fiend coming out, saving it, but just that image, they don't need it. They don't need it at all. Hate to do this. You guys talk amongst yourselves. I will be right back. Don't mean to do it.
He's got to go poop.
No, I don't. I will be right back.
I
think
they're trying to be edgy in a PG era without offending people, because everyone's offended by everything.
It seems like they get for a while there, like the last 2 episodes, they were using a lot more swear words and stuff like that, but now they have 2 affair angles going on, or whatever you want to call them, and it to me it just was dumb, and I'm like, oh, okay.
They had too much going on at the end of it.
Yeah, you had all these people out there.
Yeah, okay, so you're telling me when the Fiend came out that Orton and the Kane all ran away?
Yeah.
Oh.
Speaking of the King, did you happen to see what happened to him while they were on commercial break?
Sure did.
So, for those of you who didn't see it, go on YouTube. It's everywhere. He sat down on his throne, and the throne collapsed. And that's why when they came back from commercial break, Rusev yelled, "What happened to your chair?" And I'm like, I caught that, and I'm like, wait, go up there. I want to see. And they did, and he's just standing there, and there's nothing. They must have gotten a few guys to go out and grab it all, but I was dying laughing when I saw the video, because he just ate shit.
I don't know why they don't give him a better chair, because I love the new cape. Love it.
Oh, God. Yeah.
I love it. I love what they're doing with him. Even, align him with Randy Orton, be a tag team, for crying out loud. Not saying to go back to, the Booker T's Kingdom Court or whatever, but, give him people.
Yeah.
All right, I'm a fan of his. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people aren't. People are going to hate me for saying that, but he's good. He's good on the microphone. I'll say it. He's better on the microphone than Seth Rollins. I'll say it.
I agree with you there on the point that I think Seth is just like, okay, this is what they told me to say. I'm going to say exactly what they want me to.
Seth got lazy.
When Seth throws an improvised line in there, that's when I like him a lot more. But
I'll be honest. I would rather watch the King Corbin segment than a Seth Rollins. Not right now, because of the Fiend is making Seth Rollins good, but to me, Seth Rollins doesn't sell to me no more. And I'm not saying that to be cool, but I'm just not impressed anymore.
He turned into what they had Roman doing, where it's the same thing week after week.
Yep.
And real quick, since I'm guessing he forgot, there was another big thing that got announced at Raw. During the Miz TV segment, he brought out Hogan and Flair. Those two will captain two teams at Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia, and that's where you got Orton and Corbin out at watching Rollins, because those were Orton is the team captain for Team Flair. It seems that Corbin is going to be on the team. Rollins is the team captain for Hogan, and Rusev came out and saved Rollins when Corbin and Orton attacked him. So it's going to be those four are confirmed. Flair didn't look like he knew where he was half the segment.
He even was asking what they say. What'd you say?
Yeah. Yeah, I was laughing pretty hard during that entire segment because I think Flair thought he's like, I'm in the ring, I gotta wrestle. You forgot him. You're muted, dude. I can't hear you.
My bad. I did forget about that, didn't I?
Yeah.
The thing with Flair, and I don't know if this is a popular opinion or unpopular opinion. I might steal your gimmick here, Izzy. But the quote, "You either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself as a villain," Ric Flair.
Well, I mean, Ric Flair's probably one of the best heels of all time.
Yes, but he's not helping his legacy at all.
No. And
Not
it
at
surprised me because with this whole threat of suing and everything, you know what I mean? I was like, wow, let's have Ric Flair on. you know?
They might have settled it with this being him being a 17-time champion now.
Yeah. What's up with that?
They added it. They're like, okay, we'll give you money and another championship.
Yeah.
I mean, because technically, I think
he actually won the 24/7 title and back. We just didn't see it.
technically, I think they said something about like he's more of a 19 or something like that with like the titles that they don't really count like back in the day.
Like the NWA, AWA.
Yeah.
Like it's up there. I think I watched something and they said he's up in like the 30s.
Is that what it is?
Something like that. If you count like the old, like the 80s before WWF and WCW and everything.
Yeah.
He's way up there. I don't know. I think there's something wrong with him. I think that dementia's starting to kick in, and this when somebody has dementia and did cocaine for a lot of years.
I think he got into catering and got into the alcohol. And because you could see like the Miz and Hogan trying to steer him back, like, come here, come on. I'm
so tired of that music. I had to listen to that for 30 years.
I was almost on the verge of tears because I thought they were going to announce Hogan Flair for Crown Jewel. I was like, no.
I know.
I will have to say though, so far I like Team Ric Flair.
So do I. I like both teams, honestly, but I like Flair more than Hogan. I'm more of a Flair guy.
It was all right until I seen one person come out.
Oh, I'm shocked.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I'm Team Hogan.
Think about it. You have Team Flair, which is he is the father of the Queen, and then his team member is the King.
Okay, I might switch sides now. You got to bring up Charlotte. I might switch sides.
But other than that, that's the only thing I forgot.
Yeah. We were talking about some stuff. Then I'm like, oh, he brought up Corbin, and I'm like, oh, did you see his chair collapse? Did you see that, Izzy?
No.
His chair collapsed when they were at commercial break. Right when they come back from commercial break, they had Rusev standing there, and he yelled up to him, and he goes, "Where's your chair at? What happened to your chair?" There's videos on YouTube. You're going to have to look it up. It's epic.
You know why?
Because he's a fat bastard.
He's so great that even chairs can't stand him.
I don't think that's how this works.
Yep.
Yeah. You could just substitute the word great with any other adjective. I like him. I think he's better than Izzy thinks he is. I feel like for the longest time they didn't know how to book him.
Not saying Izzy is this kind, but I think once 10 people hate a wrestler, 20 people hate the wrestler. 20 people hate the wrestler, 40 hate the wrestler.
Oh yeah.
I honestly think that you need the fans need someone to bitch about.
Actually, and Austin can attest this because you still worked with me when he was in NXT, and I said that guy sucks.
I'm not saying I didn't say you. I said there is fans out there that are like that just follow. There's a lot of
He's lying. He liked him.
You liar. Don't even.
He said his no DQ match against Bull Dempsey was one of the best matches.
Oh.
Do you remember talking about that match?
Yes.
I know we're getting off topic real quick. There was not one thing that would have gotten anybody disqualified during that match.
Those were around the times where we were in the back, like stocking, like putting bins away, and we'd be talking about like 5-star matches because we got into the whole argument about how I didn't like what's his name, Dave Meltzer.
Oh yeah.
And we started going on about the Punk and Samoa Joe matches.
Yep.
That's what.
Yep.
Topic for a day.
Yeah.
Matches we think are 5-star matches.
And I love his finisher. I love the End of Days. Love it.
Oh yeah.
I will say he can pull that off at different times that look really good. I will say that.
It depends on your dance partner.
The match against Gable when he won the King of the Ring. That just End of Days out of nowhere. And to me, those are the best types of finishers.
I will say I do like the Deep Six too, because he can hit that one too. Like they jump off and he can spin around and drop them.
Yeah.
But the character itself, I've never liked the lone wolf character or anything like that. So.
All right. So before we keep getting off track, we're gonna move on because last night a war started. First one I'm going to talk about is going to be All Elite Wrestling's Dynamite. I didn't talk to you guys about this. I don't know if you saw anything about it, but apparently there was a pre-show match. Darby Allin defeated Shima with the coffin drop. The videos of it and him actually hitting the coffin drop on somebody was nasty. But that's all I was able to find on it. We'll be seeing Darby.
Thank God I didn't see that.
We'll be seeing Darby more. And Shima.
Can't wait.
Matter.
It must be your Baron Corbin.
The coffin drop is the silliest move since the People's Elbow.
And that's the silliest move since the leg drop.
Yeah.
Since the worm.
Oh.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. No. The worm's the new silliest move. Or the caterpillar with Otis.
Oh, God. Don't get me started on that.
Machinery off the damn television.
Oh, I didn't even mention their match. And I can't believe they had a tag team title match.
It was so dumb.
Anyway.
Right. Yeah. So Dynamite kicked off. I know I didn't talk to Izzy about this, but I know Shane, we were talking in our group chat with our friends that the production quality was really good. Everything seemed a lot smoother. I
like their entranceway.
Yeah. I know they got the TNA's Kevin Sullivan, who is not the Kevin Sullivan, but not he's the production guy. They pretty much raided TNA.
That's not hard.
Impact, and got a bunch of their production guys to come over to TNT. But the first match was Cody versus Sammy Guevara. Cody did win the match after a suicide dive onto Brandy, which was pretty sweet. Guevara put on a show.
Yes.
That match was outstanding. I know we talked about it, and I put it in the group chat, so Shane couldn't say, you didn't say it before the match. I was hoping that Sammy would win, and they'd pull Cody for his title match, just for the fact that they're like, wins and losses matter here, and you do that with the first match. You're like, see, we told you. We even took the EVP out.
I will say, I do like how they have when they come out and they have their nameplate on the side, it
Yeah.
gives their record. I like that. That looks really cool.
But the thing is, though, Cody's lost in AEW. How come Pac is 2-0 and doesn't get a title shot?
The name. Cody's
He-
not going to win the title from
I
Jericho.
was about to say he's not going to win it.
That's
I
my
would
only.
be-
That's my
I would
only
be
critical thing. That's my only
Now-
critical thing.
I knew.
Is Cody Rhodes is the first person to bash on Triple H.
Cody's
Okay.
2-0-1 now,
Put yourself in a title match.
right?
Uh,
Or is he 3-0-1?
I don't
Two.
know. But still, Pac is 2-0. He should be added to the championship match, right? If win and losses matter.
Well, he was gonna. I think they were gonna have the winner of Hangman versus him was gonna face the winner of Kenny and Jericho, and I think him backing out of that match at Double or Nothing, they
Yeah, that,
pushed him back a little bit. I think Pac will be the one right after Cody, though. But Cody has the name, and it's the Jericho against the AEW, the Elite, pretty much, because the whole thank you thing and how he's going to war with AEW within AEW and everything.
But when I was at work last night, some guy actually said, he's seen the whole All Elite. He did not mention Cody Rhodes once, but as soon as Pac came out, he says, "Is that Neville?"
Yeah.
Insane. Like,
Cody's still a bigger name than Pac, though.
Yeah,
Especially with the name change, and some people might not know that. Once they see him, you'll get a few more weeks and everything.
plus,
After full gear, I think he'll be the next.
plus, think of it this way: you just started a brand new company. Yes, you have Chris Jericho as your heavyweight champion. Are you putting somebody who the crowd really wouldn't know against him, or are you going to be like, "I'll promote myself, not win the title, but it'll get eyes on us. People know the name Cody."
Especially with how the crowd has been reacting to Cody
Right.
and how big of pops he's getting.
Because I think once they take off, he's going to back out a little bit, from the spotlight and let somebody else have it.
Yeah.
That's like you can argue, well,
MJF.
make Chris Jericho the champion. Well, like we said before, would you rather have an established name that people are going to be like, I'm going to check this out, or like my dad had never heard of half these people, but when he heard Jericho was champion, he's like, oh, I got to see this. You
Yeah.
know?
that's true. I just hope that Cody loses and then backs down a little bit, because if he doesn't back down and he keeps pushing himself, he can never criticize Triple H ever again.
Yeah, I don't
Ever.
think he'll win.
Ever again.
I would be very surprised if he takes out Jericho.
Mhm.
Even if he may win the match, but he won't take the title. It'll be a disqualification or something.
That could be a huge.
I'm just saying, Cody will not be the next AEW champion.
Well, with everything that was going on that you'll get to later,
Hmm.
we'll kind of go over that.
Yeah.
I think MJF turns on him.
So, speaking of, the next match was MJF versus Brandon Cutler. And MJF cut a great promo, per usual, walking down to the ring. The match was pretty good. You can tell Cutler's a bit rusty. I like him, and his gear was sick.
I did like that shirt.
That shirt's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
He's gonna be a low mid card maybe type of guy, and you need those guys that can put on a good show. He has some great moves. That freaking suicide dive, Luthie's press was. I don't know if that was supposed to happen or he did it, and he's just like, I landed right here. That's gonna go for it.
I think it was a perfect storm.
Yeah.
I will say, going back to the Cody match, if you're talking about moves, that move where he flipped off and hit a cutter, he flipped off the ropes and hit Cody with a cutter. Holy crap! I was like, wow, that was amazing.
If you haven't seen Sammy Guevara, go YouTube him right now, because I first saw the guy on Lucha Underground and instantly became a fan. Because if you like high flying, he is your guy. He reminds me a lot of younger Will Ospreay. But back to the MJF Cutler match. MJF did get the victory. Shocker. MJF is going to be one of the guys they push. We all know that. I'm excited to see how
till he offends somebody.
Huh?
Till he offends the 2019 society.
Get the push anyway.
They're TV 14.
Yeah.
Some of the people that complain about what offends them anymore don't have the mentality of a 14-year-old.
Next match was Hangman Adam Page versus Pac, which we were talking about. So this is the match that was supposed to happen at Double or Nothing. This is, I'll say, this is my favorite match of the night. This was my number one match. That was.
If you wanted to sell a show, that was the match to put on.
Yeah,
that was my second favorite match of both brands, but we'll get to my first favorite.
Well, yeah, I'll agree with that. I know what your favorite one is. But that was my match of the night for AEW.
Yes, absolutely.
They pulled out all the stops. Both did moonsaults off of what Neville did, or Pac did a side moonsault, and then Hangman did one off the top turnbuckle onto the floor, flipping everywhere, showing strength, great grappling, great moves, strikes like crazy.
It was wrestling.
Yeah.
It wasn't sports entertainment.
They went ham. Then Pac got Hangman with a low blow that referee Earl Hebner didn't see. And then he hit him with, what is it called? The Red Arrow or whatever?
Yeah.
And then put him in the...
the Black Arrow, I think, now.
Black Arrow now?
Black Arrow, yeah.
And then put him in the submission that he got Kenny to pass out to and got the victory. And that's how that ended. I did see earlier today on Twitter, Hangman tweeted out who hired Earl Hebner, and that made me laugh. The match right after that was the match for the first ever AEW Women's Championship. It was Rio versus Nyla Rose. I absolutely loved this match. At one point, Nyla jumped off of the apron onto the floor where a bunch of chairs were, and Rio wasn't there when Nyla landed, so she landed straight on the chairs. It was just a spectacle, and it was the classic underdog story, the David and Goliath style stuff, but they did make sure throughout the entire thing to mention Rio has the experience. She's been wrestling for 13 years, and she's only 22.
And she was playing it really good, too. Like, every move that she would try to get in would get blocked. And, you'd see her trying to figure out a different way to get her, and this and that. And I thought they put on a really good story. It was really good.
To get to the winner, Rio is the first ever AEW Women's Champion. I know we didn't do picks. I've made it known on our past videos, I'm a very big Rio fan. I was really excited last night. I actually yelled yes when she won. Dude, the shit she can do is nuts. Like when she's getting pinned and she always does that little like slip out and just like matrix up thing. I'm like, holy
That's
shit.
what she said.
Oh my god.
I do have an appreciation for Nyla's tattoo. I don't know if you noticed in the graphic. She's got the Legend of Zelda tattoo. I'm like, that is awesome.
It's like front and center. They get so clear in those pictures too, in those promo pictures.
I was like, yes, that is awesome.
I saw it at the last show they did, and I'm like, that is awesome. And then it's like front and center, like right there, super clear on the promotion pictures. I was dying laughing when I saw that. Right after the match, Nyla attacked Rio, attacked somebody else, right? Did she push the ref or something?
No, what it was somebody came out to interview.
Or no,
Yeah.
yeah.
No.
I can't remember what his name was.
Yeah, the Asian guy.
I
Mike
almost thought-
Nakazawa.
Yeah, because I almost thought it was Akira Tozawa.
Yeah, Michael Nakazawa got his ass whooped by Nyla.
That power bomb, she almost that would have been a broken neck.
Oh
She
yeah.
almost botched that one. I like how Tony Schiavone's like, "Oh, that's the double pump power bomb."
And
He
then,
was laughing when he said it though.
she was about to look like she was about to kill Rio, and Kenny came out of nowhere and saved Rio and started yelling at Nyla to get back. So I almost put this in our group chat last night, Shane, because we were talking nonstop during the entire show on our group chat with our other friends. And I want to put this question out there for you two. Do you think we're gonna get intergender matches?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
I cannot wait to see Omega and Rio tag team too, because those two have such great chemistry over in Japan and China where they've wrestled before. Those two, that's going to be awesome to see.
You know, you want something different? AEW do intergender matches. The intergenders can even fight for the tag belts.
Yeah,
That's something different. Do it.
I would. Why wouldn't you? They obviously are fine with men hitting women with Cody suicide diving onto Brandy. She fell back hard too, by the way. She hit her head.
You could tell she hit it hard, and Cody was like, "You all right?"
He's like, I'm sleeping on the couch tonight. All right.
Or the hallway. You know
Yeah.
what I'm talking about, Austin.
All right. So we are going to get to where even more craziness happened. So the last match, it was announced Tuesday that Jericho's mystery tag partners would be Santana and Ortiz, a.k.a. LAX, and they were facing the Elite, Kenny, and the Young Bucks. The match was pretty good. And then there was some high-flying stuff, and Kenny was about to do his Terminator plancha over the top rope. And the crowd erupted, and they're zoomed in on Kenny, and all of a sudden you see a head, somebody slide into the ring, and you just see this person just go, whoop. And there's Jon Moxley, and Kenny senses, according to JR or Tony Schiavone, I can't remember which one said it, turned around, they started to brawl. One of the best things that I've ever seen on a match on TV. He had double arm DDT through a fucking glass coffee table, dude. And I was freaking out.
And not only that, but I think I heard JR say, "Holy shit."
Yes.
Oh,
Somebody said it.
dude, did you catch during the Pac Hangman match, how many times they said the bastard?
Bastard.
They love that they can say certain things being TV-14, dude.
The only issue I have is, Austin and I mentioned this in the group chat, is, okay, when Moxley interrupted, why didn't the bell ring?
Yeah.
And I will
Yep.
say this, because I know a lot of wrestling fans, they always see the negative in WWE, but never negative in AEW, and you guys can argue me till I turn blue.
No.
If that was WWE, everyone would be on their Instagram bitching.
Yeah, I agree. When that happened, I'm like, so this match is just going to keep going? Like, are they going to explain or?
But now it's because AEW. Now everyone's marking out for it. You cannot have.
I'm pretty sure my answer to you is why didn't the bell ring? I think I said in a smart-ass comment back because there's still 15 minutes left of the show. But I at that moment and the bell not ringing, I thought that was going to be where a big surprise name was going to come out and help the Young Bucks take over Kenny's spot and everything like that.
Honestly,
I was wrong.
I think they got nervous. I think they got nervous in their own main event. I think they should have waited till Moxley to come out at the end and then have what happened at the end.
No,
Because it made no sense. It had no bell ring.
It's
I think what they were going for.
Ringing doesn't make sense. No,
What,
I agree.
I agree with that, but I think what they were going for was, okay, we're different. The show will go on, and they wanted to make the Bucks look like the underdogs. Because if you notice when they came out, they're like, oh, a great tag team, and they're brothers, and they know each other so well. They've been all over the world, and then now it's like, okay, prove your worth. You got the the AEW champion and LAX.
I'm not trying to shit on people or
I get you.
AEW, but I'm just calling it facts. If that was WWE and Dean Ambrose attacked Seth Rollins like that and they didn't ring the bell, fans would be all over that shit. Hands down.
Yeah, I agree with you.
But it's different because it's AEW. No.
I like I said, when I seen it, I'm like I said, I was like, is this a DQ or is this just gonna go on? And it just went on. I'm like, okay, I guess.
I'm the guy that's gonna call it like it is, no matter what company it is, good or bad. But I'm saying if that was WWE, everyone would be shitting on it.
Keep going, because I'm gonna see if they put anything out on why the bell didn't ring.
I haven't seen anything because I'm a guy that actually wants to see facts and stuff because that's why, Austin, I asked if it was a no DQ match in the group chat. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna call it out if I don't know what the facts or if I missed something because I was at work. But I'm just saying, don't it's like having two drinks, They both taste the same. You can't say, "Oh, this one tastes like shit, but this one tastes good." And
it's the same drink, yeah.
Yeah.
I agree on that. So, real quick before we get to the very end, what happened? The match after that, when it was just the Young Bucks versus LAX and Jericho, they did a really good job at the storytelling and Matt trying to get that hot tag into Nick, and Nick kept getting pulled off and everything, and then finally got the hot tag. It wasn't just the one-off where he doesn't get it, and then the next one he immediately gets it right after.
Right.
They did 3 times, I think, where Nick got hit off the ring apron and Matt went to tag him or something, and I thought that was the heel team was beating up the face team's ass, and it was really good. Then Jericho, Santana, and Ortiz did defeat the Elite, the Young Bucks, basically, since Kenny was AFK after he got attacked. And then everything went to hell. Jericho and LAX...
the whole roster.
Yeah. Jericho and LAX kept beating them down. Cody came in to save them, hit a couple people. Then Sammy Guevara came in, looked at Cody, and then kicked him in the balls. And then Dustin Rhodes came in, and that was surprising, and he was in full gear.
I was gonna say he was full gear. It's like, what?
He just walks around like that now, dude.
Yeah.
All those years doing Gold Dust, he just can't shake it.
You see him at the Sizzler, and he's dressed up.
All the time, so I guess whatever.
Yeah.
He's at Golden Corral getting his food dressed up like that. Hey, what's up?
That made me laugh a little bit, but he did some awesome stuff. Did his probably one of the best power slams in the game that I've ever seen. He just does it so perfect. And then the surprise. Someone jumped the rail and attacked Dustin, and it was Jack Hager, a.k.a. Jack Swagger, and the crowd erupted. And then there was a We the People
chant
for about 4 minutes. And the team of Jericho, Santana, Ortiz, Sammy Guevara, and Jack Hager stood tall over everybody else. And apparently that is going to be a faction. And afterwards, I don't know if you guys caught this on Twitter or Instagram or anything. They asked Jericho for a comment. He said, "Come back next week." So they're going to be next week, and they will find out what the fuck's going on, what the name of this stable is.
I say they should call themselves the Mexican-Am Connection. Mexican, Canadian, American.
No.
Mexican-am.
Just call it. Knowing Jericho would just be like JWO, Jericho World Order.
It'll be called the Bubbly.
The bubbly, the bubbly crew. Okay, right.
I just want to say about that stable. That is the perfect stable because you have the main guy, you have a tag team, you have a low card guy, and you have a big guy. That is a perfect faction. You just need a female in there. Ooh, a little bit of the bubbly. Yes, like that is a perfect faction.
Be it Priestley.
Well, maybe that's setting up why. Maybe that's going to set up the Nyla Rose.
For Nyla, yeah. That would be sick, dude. Like, instantly, you have a huge faction and this whole big controversy and all this stuff. First episode, right away.
I don't mind me some Brie on TV. Woo! Time, baby.
All right. So that is what happened at AEW. Next week is Shawn Spears versus Moxley. We'll be going over what happens during that entire show next week, and the tag team tournament starts next week also. There were some other things that we did leave out, or that I left out. SoCal Uncensored, SCU was there. Got in a brawl with Pentagon and Phoenix. Private Party had some words with Angelico and Jack Evans.
Jay and Silent Bob.
Jay and Silent Bob were there. Pretty much like the people that I noticed that were missing that have been pushed pretty hard so far was Janela, who was still there because he was posting pictures of him in DC all day. Jimmy Havoc.
Wait, he's a big
and
name?
the Jurassic Express.
Yeah, because they're going to have a tournament, aren't they?
Yeah,
tag
that's
tournament?
next week.
Yeah.
So
you don't want to bring everybody on every week.
Yeah. And that's the one thing they said they weren't going to do, that they wanted to let them have an easier schedule.
I will
Shawn wasn't there either, Shawn Spears.
Two things. One, I thought the announce team was really good. And two, Tony Schiavone will actually get through an interview without getting interrupted one of these weeks. Because every interview he went to go do, he got interrupted. But yeah, the announce team I thought was really good. I thought JR and Tony Schiavone were good. And Excalibur, for not being as seasoned as they were, I thought, held his own.
It was all around good. I mean, the refs were even good. The female ref can handle any of those guys. It's crazy.
I'm a fucking big fan of Aubrey Edwards, and then when she got in the face of CD, I was losing my shit.
I'm like, she's holding him back.
Dude, she's like, I've paid attention because they've brought her in right away, and she is always in people's faces. She doesn't back down. Like, she's exactly what you want in a young ref.
All these guy refs getting knocked the fuck down, and she's sitting there in the people's face.
Alrighty. So, we said there was a war. Last night was also NXT's first 2-hour show on the USA Network. We're just going to go through and we'll talk about it because we're already at 53 minutes. We talked about AEW for a bit. So, they started off hot with Adam Cole versus Matt Riddle for the NXT title. That match was hard-hitting as shit. Those two, their strikes are nuts. Absolutely love their strikes. Cole hit a couple Panama Sunrises. Riddle, he hit the, what does he call it? His jumping flippy thingy off the top rope.
Panama.
No, Riddle's.
Bro something.
Yeah, everything has bro in it.
bro squash, bro splash.
Something. It's like a whisper in the wind.
Yeah.
To a downed opponent. And it looks badass, and he hit that a couple times. Adam Cole did get the victory, retained his title. And then somebody else's music hit. And it was not who anybody expected. Finn Balor is back on NXT. And that is huge. So hopefully we'll be seeing Finn versus Cole, Finn versus Riddle, fucking everybody, dude. Like, those matches should be nuts.
Let me ask you, being a big independent wrestling fan, watching that match between those two, did it feel like it was like it was something that you would see in the independent wrestling, or did it look more sports entertainment?
Everything on last night was more of an indie feel to me.
Okay.
And it's not just because of the wrestlers, it's the way the matches were set up, the false finishes, stuff like that. Like, it really had an independent feel to me.
But
For
that
both
match,
shows.
though,
Yeah, that match.
Adam Cole
nuts.
versus
I know you.
That was my favorite match of the Wednesday Night Wars, the first night.
Yep, that's. I knew we'd get to that part for you.
And the fact that Adam Cole is so good with his reactions when he's almost winning, when he's not winning, he's going to be one of the greatest of all times.
He can play to the crowd, like play on their emotion.
He plays into the crowd. He plays into the camera. He is so fucking good. God damn.
He's almost what Shawn Michaels was back in the 90s.
He is if Shawn Michaels and Ric Flair had a love child.
He literally gets compared to Shawn Michaels every single time I see Adam Cole on the TV or anything. When I see interviews, everyone's comparing him to Shawn Michaels and everything, and it's awesome. He is.
It's an honor, yeah.
Yeah, he's exactly like Shawn.
What we had last night was a second version of Shawn Michaels versus Kurt Angle.
Yeah. Yeah, I had 100. A better striking Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which I would hope, since Riddle actually was an MMA fighter and Angle is a wrestler. He was
Riddle, those just them hitting moves, it sounded like they actually hurt. Like when when Adam went to go hit him with the knee, the back of the knee, back of the head, Riddle fell down, and then Adam Cole's like laughing. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go do this," that was good shit. That was emotional. That was good storytelling.
And you could see that match going either way that entire time. And that's what makes a good match, when you have that suspense of, okay, who is actually going to win? Because there's a lot of matches out there that you're just like, it's going to be this guy. This guy's going to win.
I'm sorry to say
Hell in a Cell Sunday. It's going to be Bray. It's going to be the Fiend.
I understand that Vince McMahon is a genius, but god damn it, give Triple H full control of WWE. Monday night, think about Monday Night Raws and SmackDown if Triple H was in charge.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I hope Triple H does get more control over that when the XFL starts. The only reason I hope the XFL does decent is so Triple H can do the wrestling and Vince can leave. I just don't have faith in that, because the XFL, it failed once. All these other leagues that come in to try to compete with the NFL or anything, they don't do well.
The thing with Triple H, I think that's different than Vince McMahon, is Triple H, yes, he wants to succeed as business, but he wants these guys and women to succeed. And he wants them to succeed. He wants them to do their best. I think Vince McMahon's more of business now.
Triple H can adapt.
Yes.
Because there was all that stuff with CM Punk back in the day, and CM Punk wanted to bring more of an indie wrestling feel to it, and Triple H was the one that didn't want to. Him and Vince didn't want to. And now Triple H has an indie show on TV.
I just think Triple H lost his shovel. That's why,
He saw what the fans like, and he
gave it to them.
Yeah, he gave what the fans like to the fans.
Here's a question for you. CM Punk does return. Does he go to NXT or does he go to SmackDown?
Oh, fuck. He'll go to SmackDown just because of Fox.
Do you think so? Do you think he'll have a better relationship with Vince if he came back, or a better relationship with Triple H?
He gave Vince a hug before he walked out.
See, I don't think there was anything like
It was
personal.
Him and Triple H butted heads more than him and Vince did.
But I don't think it was personal. I think it was more just idea. It's like he said on on that podcast. He was like, when Vince was like, "Well, you're wrestling him," meaning Triple H, and Punk was like, "I don't need to wrestle you. You need to wrestle me." As in, you're not really relevant anymore. I'm the hottest thing you got right now, and you're going to beat me, so I'm out. Yeah, I think that it was nothing personal. It was just business.
Well, it was the business, and then all the other medical issues and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
yeah, which is business. That isn't about the personal or anything.
Right.
All right, let's get back on track.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Right. So Finn came out, stared down Cole, said Finn Balor is NXT.
For now, for time being.
We'll see. That kind of pops a hole in my Finn Balor coming back and teaming up with the Fiend thing for now.
So does that take him out of the draft?
I don't.
I thought NXT was going to be
excluded.
So, but is Finn Balor permanently on NXT though? You know what I'm saying?
I think so. I think for a little bit at least. I think this is like
just to get him back into the ring.
This is what you're gonna do. Like, you wanted some time off. Well, you can go down to Florida where you don't have to travel everywhere, and you're gonna stay there and
it's just
take
like
time off, but still wrestle every couple weeks.
If you're Eric Bischoff on SmackDown, who would you draft first?
Becky Lynch.
Considering their deal. Really?
She still gets pops. Us is like how in depth we get with wrestling. We might not think it's dead. She's still got the loudest pop on Monday night.
AJ Styles.
Brock Lesnar.
Not when he's running part time though.
Yeah,
but
I mean, if we were talking in kayfabe,
box money, Brock Lesnar.
If you have that Cain Velasquez feud going,
oh god, yes.
Then yeah, because I read
money once every 2 months.
I read they were going to make SmackDown.
He's been wrestling more times than the Fiend has.
I read that they were going to make SmackDown the A show.
Yep, that's why you bring in Brock Lesnar.
Which is why he's going to beat Kofi Kingston tomorrow.
No, he's going to lose, and then they're going to have a match at Hell in a Cell.
He's going to
have a match on Sunday too.
There is no matches on Sunday except 2, because they don't know what's going to happen on SmackDown. You know, there's no card for Hell in a Cell.
I thought there was one more. At least.
I'll look if you want to keep going with your.
I think it's all women.
There's 3 matches. The tag match from SmackDown: Rowan and Harper versus Daniel Bryan and Roman. Not in the cell, but it's during the pay-per-view. That got announced last week. All right. Is this
the first pay-per-view that no card has been mentioned? Pretty much.
They've been mentioning it.
But I mean, there's no full card.
Yeah.
So you have the Raw Women's, or you have the Universal title, Raw Women's title, then the one you said, Reigns and Bryan versus Rowan and Harper, and then you have the SmackDown Tag Team Championships of the Revival versus the New Day, the SmackDown Women's Championship, Bayley and Charlotte, and that's it.
Huh. We'll see what happens tomorrow. So I'm just going to kind of go through this real quick, because we're at an hour and 5 minutes. If we want to talk anything about tomorrow, or we can do one prediction or something, we got to make it quick. Velveteen cut a promo up on the top of the stage, calling out Roderick Strong, saying you can't win without your buddies, be your own man, yada yada. Io Shirai and Mia Yim wrestled. I really enjoyed that match. Io Shirai won. Those two can really wrestle, and it makes me wonder why the fuck they don't incorporate women that can actually wrestle, and we have to watch fucking Dana Brooke and Natty every couple weeks. After that, Johnny Gargano made his USA debut, defeating Shane Thorne. That match was pretty good because Shane Thorne's been on a roll lately, defeating all these guys that they brought in.
It's the name, Shane.
Go ahead. Say it. You get the next one. Who won the women's title match?
I wonder who. Shayna, baby!
Yep. Shayna Baszler defeated Candice LeRae. That match was really good.
My queen.
Shane, you should just get a shirt that says Shayna's #1 fan.
I wish I could.
Match was really good. See, that's the thing where we knew Shayna was gonna keep the title, and eventually, I hope Candice does get it. She deserves everything. For shit she's done in the Indies and everything. She's a phenomenal athlete.
Just the fact that Shayna is so good now, and everybody criticized her that she was terrible, and now
She was green. She was really green.
But now look at her.
Well, now
She's one of the best. She's one of the best ones in all brands and both companies.
This is what would have happened if they decided to just let Braun get a title instead of, because it's the same thing. They both came in green as fuck and organically got better and got over, and then they gave Shayna a belt, and now you have one of the top female stars in their company.
Yep, the most dominant.
Yeah. After that, Pete Dunne wrestled against Danny Burch. That was hard hitting as hell. Pete Dunne did put Danny Burch away pretty quick, and then he got attacked by Damian Priest.
Oh my God, he can come out in sunlight.
Actually, the lights went out.
Baron Corbin the second.
I love Punishment Martinez, and a lot more athletic Baron Corbin. Doesn't have the mic skills. I'll agree there. So it does look like we're getting Pete Dunne versus Damian Priest. So we'll see how that goes. I think those two met on the Indies quite a bit, so hopefully they have something up their sleeve. And then the final match was the Undisputed Era's Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish, Red Dragon, versus the Street Profits. And the Undisputed Era held their titles with a little bit of help from Roderick Strong. And in a good match. It's exactly what you'd expect from those four athletes out there tearing it up. Any match with Kyle O'Reilly in it is amazing. I'll say that. He's probably one of the best wrestlers they have, period. And he's fantastic.
He's probably one of the best wrestlers, period.
I just had a thought after you said Shayna Baszler is the best wrestler. I'm going to predict that there's going to be another female wrestler who's going to show up from the main roster onto NXT and challenge her for that belt.
Oh, please say it's Charlotte.
No.
Damn it!
Asuka. Asuka and Baszler.
Asuka?
No,
Asuka just gave up the belt.
Yep.
NXT. No, I like the idea of Charlotte going down. Because then Shane will cry. He won't know who to pick.
Oh, shut the hell up.
Which of his queens does he pick?
Charlotte is not my queen. She's more like a king.
I mean, I guess.
To me, Charlotte's not attractive. She looks like Rick with long hair.
And smaller boobs.
Smaller.
Bailey's the one that likes Charlotte. I forgot.
Who from the main roster though? Who would you in Shayna? If you had to pick.
Asuka. That would be the money match.
I'll do my same SmackDown. Asuka would because she was so much. She was so over in NXT. But I would probably say Becky too if you want. But okay,
That's more of move up to the main roster, win the
tomorrow.
Raw title.
Do you think they bring Shayna up tomorrow?
I don't think they're going to bring Shayna up. Triple H is going to hang on to her.
They have the Street Profits on Raw every fucking week doing stupid.
Yeah, but it's the Street.
But Kevin Owens was the NXT champion. He came up and won the U.S. title still.
She's not going to go anywhere.
No.
Triple H is not going.
But they want more of wrestling and the MMA background and everything.
Not this soon.
They could bring Shayna up.
Maybe in the draft.
Shayna is the second coming of China. Triple H is not going to let her go. Triple H is not going. Of all wrestlers that Triple H has in NXT, that is his girl. He's not going to let her go.
He'll let the other two.
Yeah, they can go and just stop wrestling anytime. Yeah. Okay, so finishing NXT. So, Undisputed Era wins. Roderick Strong's already out there. Adam Cole comes out to celebrate, and as he's up on the ramp, a certain someone's music hits. And all I'm going to say is no one will survive. And here comes fucking Tommaso Ciampa back, coming after. He just walks out, walks around Cole, looks down at Goldie, and waves, and that's it. And I can't fucking wait. And you know what I just thought? It could be a fucking triple threat match. Cole versus Balor versus Ciampa. And at the next takeover, and I will cry, have tears of joy.
If that's at takeover, then what's going to be War Games?
That's a good.
Well, it's going to be the Undisputed Era.
It has to be because
you know what? It's going to be Undisputed Era. It's going to be Undisputed Era putting up all the belts.
You know what?
That's Stash Mountain.
The winning team. The winning team gets to either keep all the belts or all the like Ciampa will challenge for the NXT title. You'll have two other people challenge for the tag titles, and maybe Velveteen Dream for his rematch for the US title. And once they've established who's going to take what title, there's your War Games.
Imperium probably would. That is next week too. Walter versus Kushida on the USA Network.
Walter.
You
all women's War
Games. You gotta say it right.
Walter.
All women's War Games.
Yeah. Down with that too.
Maybe there's gonna be two of them.
You want to beat AEW in war? There you go. Bingo.
Yeah, use Dusty against AEW.
Yep.
However, Cody Rhodes has
Cody
Rhodes has thrown out an offer to take War Games.
We had a slight discussion about that last night on our group chat because I did mention that because he does have the rights. He can use the Rhodes name again, and he did throw out an offer to buy War Games back. And Shane doesn't think it will happen. I said after the XFL fails, if Vince needs more money, he might. But
Vince will never need money. He just got paid billions of dollars to have SmackDown on Fox. There's no way Vince will ever
have more money than the old.
Cody has no rights to War Games. There's no.
That's what he's trying to buy.
Exactly, but he has no rights to it. There's no contract that's saying that Dusty ever. There's no contract that Dusty ever created it.
Vince is the type of person that will dangle it in his face.
Okay, so I don't know legality with this. They could just have the same fucking match and call it something different, right?
Technically, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. He just wants it. He wants the name War Games because
just for the name's sake.
Honestly, my thought the one you buy, the name you buy back from Vince is Starcade.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And you actually make Starcade a thing again.
I'm sorry to say this, but Austin, I personally don't care for Cody. Don't burn bridges if you need them later. It may be if Cody did not bash on Triple H so many times in the past, on Instagram, whatever, maybe Triple H would have made him a deal.
That won't matter. Money's money.
Yeah, they won't.
When it comes down to it, they'll just bump it up more than it should be, and everybody will look at Cody and be like, "You're stupid. You shouldn't have bought it that much." But
yeah.
And no matter how you look at it, Cody's gonna look like the idiot.
But it doesn't matter because AEW still will have more money because the Khan family has more money than with all of their assets than Vince and his assets.
Yeah, and so did Ted Turner.
But you don't get anywhere without fans.
The 1.4 million fans they had last night.
You know what'll get them 3.4 million?
Fans, we talked about this. The ratings and the numbers don't matter, but everybody's going to watch. They're going to get more money for the TV show than NXT will because NXT is going to be on the network the next day.
But you also have to say it was the first show. Of course, people are going to tune into the very
there's
first
gonna
show.
There's going to be more of a difference. But if there's fans like us that want to watch both, why not watch AEW on Wednesday when it airs live and watch NXT's replay the next day?
Just remember, WCW beat WWE in ratings too at one point.
Yeah, and they decided to tase Goldberg and
not saying I want AEW to fail. I'm getting really tired of a lot of fans. Everything's perfect with AEW, but nothing ever is right with WWE. That's not fair.
And it actually wasn't Goldberg getting tased.
That was the beginning of the end.
No, the beginning of the end was when Tony Schiavone said Mankind, formerly Mick Foley, formerly known as Cactus Jack, is winning their title. Yeah, that'll put butts in seats. That was the turning point. Because then everybody flipped over to that channel and watched, and from then on, that was the last time they were number one.
As a kid, my parents didn't exactly like me watching WWF because all the boobs and blood and everything. And at the time, I think I was in first grade or second grade. So I'd be down in the basement watching WCW commercial. Okay, flip it over to WWF. Parents coming down the stairs, flip it back.
That's why he's all about blood and boobs now.
Yeah.
As Hogan said on an interview in WCW, that Triple X porno wrestling on the other channel.
Yeah.
But like I said, I don't want either company to fail. I don't want anyone. Austin, you know this because you're my close friend. I never want anyone to fail, even if they done me wrong. But all I'm saying is it's getting tiring to see everything that WWE does wrong. But yeah, AEW is perfect. Okay, they're not perfect. Nobody's perfect. No company is perfect. No wrestler is perfect. No person is perfect. I'm just getting tired of people picking and choosing what they bitch about.
Does that include Maria?
I was going to... Damn it, you beat me. Maria's not perfect. Shane just admitted it.
It's on camera.
Is any of the women I go for perfect?
Go
through.
Come on.
But on that note...
Jimmy Havoc's perfect. So we were going to go over SmackDown, but we're already an hour and 20 minutes in. We were going to predict. Do we want to do one prediction?
I'm just going to say, I was almost said Goldberg. Lesnar's winning the title. That's my pick.
No shit.
Rey Mysterio helps Kofi win. You want to get ratings, you have Kofi Kingston beat Brock Lesnar.
And then people buy the network, get their 1 month free subscription, and watch Brock throw Kofi around a cell.
And then you tune into the next SmackDown to see Brock Lesnar as champion.
Yep.
To see what happened at Hell in a Cell. Bingo, bango, bongo. That's business, baby.
I messaged Shane that same thing, that Ray costs Brock, distracts Brock, and helps Kofi win on Friday. So I'm also going to say Kofi retains because of Ray.
I think tomorrow's just going to be a variety show. I think it's going to be a 90s show with the modern roster making guest appearances?
I want to see Stone Cold feud with somebody because he may come back for one more match.
Please
No.
no. Please no.
No, his
No.
knees are too shot.
God forbid if he's not gonna like creative, he's gonna walk out.
He'll just fucking tell him to fuck off. You know who I am.
It would never make sense for Stone Cold to come back. Who would he feud with? There's nobody that would ever make sense.
The Rock.
Shawn Michaels versus Dolph Ziggler or Shawn Michaels versus AJ Styles makes sense. Stone Cold versus anyone on the modern day roster doesn't make sense.
Becky Lynch.
She stole his whole gimmick. Not the man thing, but the badass I don't give no fucks thing. She even had a bum knee. All right. So since there's only a handful of matches for Hell in a Cell, we all picked The Fiend, right?
Yep.
All right. So that's going to be the one big match that you guys will want to know. We'll probably text each other or something, and we're
going to have to
guys
get the
know
card for predictions.
Yeah, there's no card.
Yeah. So we'll figure that out. We'll let you guys know who won our predictions next week. Shane won our predictions for the Zawa show the other night because we were just like, since Izzy's actually going, we'll let him actually see the wrestlers before before we do our picks. But Shane won that again.
I will say, I seen Stumpy.
Actually, I kind of
He
lost.
was robbed.
I kind of lost in the long run because my best friend turned on my other best friends. Connor Hopkins lost twice. What?
Well, I mean, you did tell him.
Sorry, but I'm on the Connor Hopkins train. He's good. He's damn good. He should win a tournament. He should be number one contender. He's damn good. Sorry.
Man, we better go before he tears apart the whole house.
I know.
It's already
it's already 7:02. Oh shit. All right.
Yeah.
Austin, we gotta celebrate Boyfriend's Day.
Oh god. I'm gonna drink some beer and then we're gonna go work out. That's gonna be fun.
I am gonna go have some wings at B-Dubs.
Oh.
Yeah, you're gonna go watch the Cowboys lose, right?
It's the Seahawks. It's the Seahawks, and
Cowboys play Sunday night.
They play Sunday against Green Bay. Not Sunday night. They played this past Sunday night.
Oh fuck! I actually have to root for the Cowboys. All right, so we will see everybody next week. We'll be going over everything from SmackDown, Hell in a Cell, Raw, NXT, and AEW Dynamite.
I think we should start at like 7 in the morning with all the stuff that we got going on that we gotta.
Dude, thank God we don't go over fucking like NXT UK also and shit like that. We'd be here for fucking 3 hours.
Yeah.
All wrestling's good wrestling.
Like
I said,
NXT
I don't want no one to fail.
Fantastic shit going on, and I didn't even go over. I know we said we're going to talk indies. I didn't even get to go over what happened at Progress National Progressive Series or the show the night after with their match with Walter versus David Starr for the Progress title. Didn't get to go over that. That was amazing. All right, so we're gonna stop recording here. Thanks everybody. We'll talk to you guys next week.